one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer or reflection. Thank you. Please be seated. Jared, please take roll.
Mr. Bekowski. Mr. Ambrosia.
Here.
Ms. Filiaggi. Here. Mr. Fatulis.
Here.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Here.
Ms. Hallam.
What are we amending? We don't have to amend anything.
Mr. Klein. Mr. Macy.
Here.
Ms. Nakaradi-Chapkus. Here. Mr. Palmieri. Here. Mr. Paul Messina.
Here.
Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Walton. Here. President Katina.
Here.
As of now, we have 11 members present.
At this point in time, we're going to go a little bit out of order tonight. We're going to begin with agenda topics. So anyone on the agenda. We'll begin with Mr. Sully, I believe.
The public comment on agenda
Yes.
topics? Correct. Mike Sully is first.
I'm not going to speak.
You're good? Okay. Connor Dickey.
That's me. Thank you, council members. My name is Connor Dickey, and I'm speaking on the behalf of Pro Housing Pittsburgh, a volunteer group that advocates for abundant, affordable housing in the Pittsburgh area. I'm also a resident of Spring Hill, which is where District 13 is for County Council. I'm asking the Democratic members to vote for John Hanrahan for District 13's vacancy. John has worked on housing reform in the city of Pittsburgh and will do the same at the county level. John has worked to pass the Houses Can Touch ordinance in the aftermath of the City of Bridges Fine View project being blocked by the courts. John has also advocated to pass minimum lot size reform this year, along with other zoning reforms like the fair housing amendments proposed last year. Most importantly, for the business in front of this council, John is a supporter of frequent, regular, and fair tax assessments, which are needed to ensure equitable property tax in our county. When my wife and I purchased our home, we were told by the realtor to expect reassessment to 4 or 5 times our monthly property taxes since the previous owner had performed renovations. We still haven't been reassessed, but friends of mine who purchased at the same price around the same time saw their homes reassessed and are paying much more than we are.
Unknown participant.
It isn't fair and it shouldn't be this way. Allegheny County is the largest government body in the United States that does not mandate regular periodic assessments. This is an embarrassment for our region and creates a system that is highly inequitable and unfair, where reassessments happen on a haphazard schedule. Those who have the most free time and money to fight the random reassessments do so and win lower taxes, shifting the burden onto the less fortunate who can't do that. I know John Hanrahan agrees with us and that the county government should work to change this. John also supports a countywide zoning model, which is something that we support as well, that can streamline our zoning code and simplify it across the county and make big decisions at the appropriate level of government. So on behalf of myself and Pro Housing Pittsburgh, please vote for John to fill this council seat in my district. Thank you.
Thank you. Sam Schmidt. She's here.
Hey everybody, I'm Sam Schmidt. I am a resident of Penn Hills, but I'm formerly a resident of District 13, where some of you might remember I ran for county council in 2023. Did not win that race, and my opponent has already resigned. So I'm not here to say I told you so, but I am here to say vote for John Hanrahan. Please appoint him to this position to fill this vacancy. There's no one more competent than John. He informed a lot of my campaign platform. We've worked together on housing issues and other issues for a couple of years now. He's smart, educated, shows up for his community, super passionate about housing, super passionate about just community in general, and taking care of homeowners and renters and all of District 13, all of those things that we really cared about when we were running my campaign. I have a full confidence in John. I would stand behind him, put my name on anything that he puts forward, and really trust that he would do a super great job. He's very organized, competent, capable, educated. Vote for John. Thank you.
Thank you. Zachary Michaels. Zachary Michaels. Not here. John Billings. John Billings. Sharon Monday. Is she here? Sharon Monday. No. Robert Strauss. Robert Strauss? No. Okay, at this point in time, we're going to go into proclamations/certificates, 13536-25.
A proclamation proclaiming May 11th through 17th, 2025 as National Police Week in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmembers Nacarati Chapkus, Ambrosia, Betkowski, Filiacci, Katina, Palmieri, Fatulis, Macy, Palmasina, and Grisbeck.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to read two proclamations tonight, one recognizing Allegheny County Police and the other one recognizing our Sheriff's Department. And as a daughter of a law enforcement police chief and patrolman for 30-some years, it rings dear and close to my heart. So with that said, this is a proclamation declaring 2025 National Police Week. Whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which May 15 falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress, National Police Week pays special recognition to law enforcement officers who gave their lives in the line of duty for their safety and protection of others. Whereas every day across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and Allegheny County, these devoted officers show dedication and courage by putting their lives on the line to save others, protect property, and uphold the law. Their work goes beyond patrolling streets and enforcing laws. They are first responders in emergencies, mentors to youth, and advocates for victims. From resolving disputes to leading investigations that seek justice for crimes, police officers demonstrate courage and professionalism in the face of adversity. And whereas during National Police Week, we express gratitude to the selfless public servants who wear the badge and put themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, and we pay respect to those who lost their lives in the line of duty. And whereas, according to the Officer Down Memorial page, in 2024, 165 police officers, including 2 in Pennsylvania, died in the line of duty. In 2025, thus far, 25 police officers died in the line of duty, with 1 of those in Pennsylvania. And whereas it takes a special kind of bravery to wear a badge, because in moments of danger or desperation, police officers are the first people to whom individuals turn to for help. These often unacknowledged heroes sacrifice precious time so that their fellow Americans can live in peace. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, Allegheny County Council members, myself, Mike Ambrosia, Jack Betkowski, Suzanne Filiaggi, Patrick Katina, John Palmieri, Nick Futulis, Bob Macy, and Bob Palmasina, do hereby proclaim May 11 through 17, 2025, to be National Police Week in Allegheny County. During this week, we recognize and honor those who serve nobly each day and remember those who gave their lives to make our communities a safer and more just place. So with that, do we have someone from the Sheriff's Office also receiving tonight? We've got people in the room. Come on up. So, there you go. Thank you. Would you both like to say some words, please? Introduce yourself.
Yes. Thank you to council for recognizing the men and women from our department and from the Sheriff's Department. Thank you very much.
Short and sweet. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get a picture too, please. Do you want the other sheriffs in the room to join you? Yeah.
Let's do ours.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Try to stand up front, get your picture taken up.
We're going to do 13537-25 next.
And before proceeding, please let the record reflect that Ms. Hallam, I believe, is still with us by telephone. Thank you. 13537-25, a proclamation proclaiming the week of May 18th through 24th, 2025 as National Emergency Medical Services Week in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Filiaggi, Councilmember Nacarati Chapkus, and all other members of council.
I don't know exactly. I think we have, these are all yours. Thank you very much. This is a great week for one of the county's core services that we all enjoy a right to, as well as the top-notch services, public safety. And it is my pleasure, I think everyone's, okay, some people are coming in. It is my pleasure to honor and present this proclamation recognizing the National Emergency Medical Services Week, which is the week of May 18th to the 24th of this year. Whereas National Emergency Medical Services Week is observed from May 18th to the 24th, during this week, we honor EMS providers who deliver urgent, life-saving care to people across the country, the county, and the country, especially Allegheny County, in times of great need. The theme for this year's EMS Week is We Care for Everyone, and that's so true. And we need to acknowledge that emergency medical services is a vital public service, and as EMS professionals, their dedication and life-saving skills are put to the test every day. EMS professionals are called to care in big cities and in small towns, in private homes, businesses, schools, and on our nation's roadways. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. EMS providers routinely work long hours away from loved ones to keep other families like ours whole. They risk their own lives and health, staring down storms, floods, or fires, and rushing to rescue people in need. For many Americans, they are a beacon of hope in some of life's toughest moments, and let us know we are going to be okay. We have a duty to show up for them the way they show up for us, and we are doing that today. And whereas the access to quality emergency care dramatically improves survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, emergency medical services fills healthcare gaps by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, we have here, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is just and appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by observing Emergency Medical Services Week and honoring providers. So now the official part, therefore be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Member Suzanne Filiaggi, and all members of council do hereby proclaim the week of May 18th to the 24th as Emergency Medical Services EMS Week in Allegheny County. The 51st anniversary of EMS Week is this year, and the theme is, as I said, we care for everybody. I encourage the community to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities in honor of the EMS profession. I encourage some people to save a life, as I have two educators who just did that very thing, and to learn more about the procedures. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I think we have representatives here from the Allegheny County EMS Council. We have Tri-County South EMS, McCandless Franklin Park Ambulance Authority, and the City of Pittsburgh EMS. So congratulations on this well-deserved proclamation, and thank you for all of your services. And introduce yourself. I do know you.
Hello, my name is Keith Morse. I'm the Chief of Tri-Community South EMS and the Chairman of the Allegheny County EMS Council. On behalf of Tri-Community South EMS and the 33 municipally responding EMS agencies in Allegheny County, I would like to thank you for this proclamation. Thank you.
I would like to say as an aside that I have been working with these gentlemen now for the last couple of months on some, with the opioid settlement money and how this can be used by our first responders for their life-saving efforts. And these gentlemen are so, men and women, but these gentlemen in particular that I've been working with are so professional and have worked with our administration and have their numbers, and it is quite clear how much they care about the community that they serve. So I want another round of applause, and thank you very much. We'll take our pictures.
Unknown participant is now exiting.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Before proceeding, please let the record reflect that Ms. Hallam is now physically present and Mr. Klein is now with us as well. 13538-25 is a proclamation recognizing the heroic actions of Justin Kowalski, sponsored by Councilmember Filiaggi.
And if I may ask President Katina if we could also do this in conjunction with the next proclamation, which is same incident.
539-25.
That's a proclamation recognizing the heroic actions of Joy Menesiotis, also sponsored by Councilmember Filiaggi.
So Mr. Kowalski and Mrs. Manasotis, I refer to them as such because they are also, I have the pleasure of honoring them because they are also teachers for my own children. Mr. Kowalski is a North Allegheny graduate. Mrs. Manasotis' husband was a North Allegheny graduate as well as her kids. And these two teachers are also guardian angels of my own children and teach them, and they're loved in our family. So to be able to give them this proclamation for their heroic actions is just double fold of joy. So thank you very much. I'm going to proceed now just to, these are proclamations honoring these two teachers, Joy Manasotis and Justin Kowalski, for their heroic actions. Whereas in Allegheny County, we are always grateful for the contributions of those who make a difference in the lives of our residents. And two of our own heroes in Joy Manasotis and Justin Kowalski. Joy is a mathematics teacher at North Allegheny High School and has served the district for many years beyond what she actually looks like. She does look like a teenager here, but she has served the district in many capacities as a mathematics teacher and supervisor for many different activities. Justin Kowalski is a technology and engineering teacher at North Allegheny High School and has worked in emergency services for the past 9 years, performing and is trained in CPR and the AED machines. Hundreds of times he's performed these activities. He is currently an active advanced emergency medical technician and CPR instructor at Shaler Hampton EMS. But these two teachers heroically on April 4th at about 10:20 a.m. during fourth period on a Friday afternoon at North Allegheny High School, one of their fellow teachers, Rob Greenleaf, was teaching his sociology class nearby, and Mrs. Manisotis was in her classroom teaching 11th grade math when students came from Mr. Greenleaf's room to say that he had collapsed mid-sentence. There were two students, when Mrs. Manisotis went into the room, there were two students in front of the classroom with Mr. Greenleaf. One was rolling him over while he was blue and unresponsive. Mr. Greenleaf's students had a 911 emergency dispatcher on the speakerphone, and the 911 dispatcher advised to start chest compressions. So that is what Mrs. Manisotis did. She began doing so while two students remained with her looking for a pulse. This is just an incredible scene, and I hope you tell us about it. The first teacher to assist Mrs. Manisotis was the goal teacher, Mrs. Ruffalo, who spoke to the 911 operator while Mrs. Manisotis performed the chest compressions. And then, at the same time, Mr. Kowalski was alerted to the incident when he heard the room number conveyed over the school radio, and he also received an alert on Pulse Point. You tell us what that's about. And it is an app that sends a notification of CPR if it is needed nearby. So Mr. Kowalski rushed into the room, onto the third floor, and got the AED equipment, grabbed it on the way to the classroom where the emergency was occurring. And then Mr. Kowalski entered the room, found Mrs. Manisotis performing the CPR and the students and staff members scattered throughout the room. He began to take over CPR, and the school counselor, Kevin Thompson, assisted with getting the AED in place before an ambulance crew from McCandless Franklin Park Ambulance Authority, who they're here today too, arrived. Then North Allegheny athletic coaches were required to be trained in CPR. Mrs. Manisotis, who covers the girls' golf team, she was trained and was able to jump into action. She said her last training was in June at one of our facilities. Mrs. Manisotis, by all accounts, remained calm and acted decisively, providing immediate assistance and performing life-saving measures that undoubtedly made a difference. Mr. Kowalski also, by all accounts, remained calm and acted decisively. I don't know how they did that, providing immediate assistance and performing life-saving measures. So now therefore be it resolved that I and all of County Council do hereby recognize both Joy Manisotis and Justin Kowalski for their heroic actions, quick thinking, and compassion in such a high-pressure situation. Heroes like Joy and Justin go above and beyond in moments of crisis, ensuring the safety and well-being of those around her. In witness whereof, we are causing the seal, and you too get your proclamations, and thank you very much for your heroic actions.
Just thank you to all the members of council for this honor. If you have not learned CPR before, please do. Also, thank you to Captain Preisel, who happened to respond that day and helped save his life as well. And the students that day acted very admirably, really recognized the emergency and activated the emergency services that were needed.
Thank you again for honoring us. Showing more of my age, Justin was my student at one time. So I am a bit older than I look, I guess, or I don't know, maybe not. But I don't know. We witnessed a miracle that day. Our training just kicked in, and with the adrenaline, it worked, and we saved a life, which was kind of incredible. Because of it, our nurse has now retrained the staff, and during that retraining, which I joked, do I really have to go to? And she said, well, you're teaching it. We watched a short video from the American Heart Association, and it's like, what, a 10-minute video? Not even. And just by watching that 10-minute video, I guess it's been proven that if you just watch that video, you have enough information to give chest compressions if needed. So I really encourage anybody and everyone to go to the website and just watch that video, because you never know when something like this might happen. When I was taking the training in June, I joked with the people that I certainly hope I never need to use this, and lo and behold, I did. So I'm just glad it worked, and like I said, it was a true miracle that day.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We're going to go take pictures. And I have, okay, Justin, that's yours. Thank you.
What, me?
We need more people up here.
Come on up. Come on.
Yeah, actually, can you do this one? Yeah, but, thank you.
Great.
Alright. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Got it. Hey.
I know. It was a miracle, as she said, right?
13540-25.
A proclamation recognizing Quentin Garland upon being named an Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship recipient, sponsored by Councilmember Grisbeck.
All right, so this one is much like Councilwoman Nacarati-Chapkus, near and dear to my heart. I was initially accepted to Pitt for computer engineering. I think Quentin, based on this proclamation, is probably already better at coding than I am, but this is, as you'll hear, a very impressive accomplishment by a very impressive young man. Whereas Amazon launched the Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship Program in 2019, and this year committed up to $16 million in college tuition, according to Amazon. Since the program's inception, Amazon says it has awarded $66 million in scholarships to 1,650 students from historically underserved communities across the United States. Whereas Mount Lebanon High School senior Quentin Garland has recently been named an Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship recipient out of 400 students selected from nearly 40 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Recipients were chosen based on academic achievement, demonstrated leadership, participation in school and community activities, future goals, and financial need. Amazon partnered with Scholarship America to review and select the 400 scholars. And whereas Quentin will receive up to $40,000 over 4 years to pursue a degree in computer science or engineering at a college of his choice. He also received a paid internship offer at Amazon after his freshman year of college to gain hands-on practical work experience with mentorship from Amazon leaders. And whereas, taking after his grandfather who builds computers, Quentin heard about the scholarship from his father because he knew he was interested in science, technology, engineering, and math, and had been interested in computers since he was young. During an after-school program, when he lived in McKeesport, Quentin built robots, which piqued his interest. And whereas Craig Mislowitz, a teacher at Mount Lebanon High School, has known Quentin since he was in his sophomore English class and recommended him for the Amazon Scholarship, Mr. Mislowitz describes Quentin as a natural-born leader and someone who always finds a positive way to use negative energy and turn it into a positive. And whereas at Mount Lebanon High School, Quentin played tight end and defensive end for the school's football team. He's also president of the Mount Lebanon High School Black Student Union and recently participated in a question and answer session with middle school students. The objective was to have an open dialogue with Black students on navigating the challenges of being a preteen and handling middle school. Quentin plans to attend North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina, where he will initially major in computer graphics and technology before hopefully transferring to computer engineering. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Councilmember Dan Grisbeck, do hereby recognize Quentin Garland on being named an Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship recipient. I commend the hard work and dedication of Quentin and wish him the best in all his future endeavors. In witness whereof, I have hereunto caused the seal of the County of Allegheny to be affixed this 21st day of May 2025. Congratulations, Quentin.
Good evening. I would like to thank first Councilmember Grisbeck for this honor. I would also like to thank my family for coming out and for their continued support. I would also like to thank Amazon for this great opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, bring everybody out. Come on up, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
There are quite a few out now, but you should go.
All right. Okay, everybody ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Got it. Ready.
13541-25.
A proclamation declaring May 23rd, 2025 is Teen Mental Health Awareness Day in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Hallam.
It can come on. Hi. How are you? Hi. Hi. What's up? Hi. One more? Yeah. Is she ready too? Okay. Hi. All right, hello everyone. I am so excited to present this proclamation, and after I read it, we're gonna have some stories from some dope students throughout Allegheny County who are gonna tell us about their work to end the stigma around teen mental health. So, a proclamation declaring Teen Mental Health Awareness Day. Whereas Teen Mental Health Awareness Day aims to increase understanding of teen mental health as public health issue that government should take action on, enhance awareness of mental health resources, draw attention to inequities in the mental health system, and amplify the voices of teen advocates of the PA Youth Advocacy Network, Boys and Girls Club of Western PA, and youth across the county. And whereas, according to Pennsylvania Youth Survey 2023, 37.3% of students felt depressed or sad most days in Allegheny County, and that failing to take action can lead to crisis or impact youth into adulthood. Whereas 32% of students in Pittsburgh public schools are chronically absent. These students need support instead of punishment. And whereas in 2024, the Pew Charitable Trust indicated that suicide rate among Black youth rose 144% from 2007 to 2024. And it's increasing at a higher rate than other ethnic groups. And whereas students of color, students with disabilities, and LGBTQIA+ students disproportionately struggle with their mental health, and action is needed to create a more inclusive system. And whereas poor mental health can affect every aspect of a student's life, including physical health, academic performance, and social relationships, and may contribute to substance use and behavioral challenges. These issues have too often led to youth incarceration rather than connection to needed support. In 2023, 1,666 youth in Allegheny County received delinquency allegations, with youth of color disproportionately represented in these cases. And whereas academic pressures can cause student stress, anxiety, and frustration, potential solutions include drop-in centers, mental health curriculum, mental health check-ins, social media literacy training, excused mental health days, educational support, and mental health support by qualified professionals. And whereas schools and communities need more resources to prioritize support rather than punishment by focusing on preventative action that supports academic and emotional growth rather than reactionary punitive measures. And whereas a recent University of Pittsburgh study found that feelings of hopelessness among teens are partially tied to available community resources, and whereas increased investment in schools and communities like the Teen Mental Health Collaborative, which designs resources to allow all students and families to feel comfortable seeking help and establish systems, resources, career pathway opportunities, and community programs focused on mental health to build a safe, inclusive, and stigma-free environment. And whereas schools must prioritize the well-being for students with the implementation of mental health days, which would give students critical support to rest and create parity between physical and emotional health, along with supporting academic performance. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Councilmember Bethany Hallam, do hereby declare May 23rd, 2025 as Teen Mental Health Awareness Day in Allegheny County, and recognize the importance of teen mental health dialogue and policy. In witness whereof, I have hereunto caused the seal of Allegheny County to be fixed this 21st day of May, 2025. And if you guys, when you come up to say some words, please state your name and where you're from, okay? All right. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Hi. Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Layla King. I am a junior at Pittsburgh Kappa, and I am a member of the PA Youth Advocacy Network, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Western Pennsylvania. This is my second year standing in front of the Allegheny County Council for the purpose of this mental health proclamation. Standing up here for the second time, it is extremely comforting to see the dedication Allegheny County has to supporting youth mental health. But of course, there's still work that needs to be done. This year's proclamation includes many distressing statistics and truths surrounding the teen mental health crisis. For some, these may just be words and numbers on a paper, but for myself and many of my peers, this document reflects our reality. While helping write this paper, I envisioned the faces of my friends, the hallways of my schools, and the streets of my community. So many children are still struggling, whether they may be stuck in destructive generational cycles, punished by their schools for things they can't control, or disregarded by their communities for identities that they can't control. Most people are able to recognize wrong when they see it, but not everyone is willing to try and make change. Organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club of Western Pennsylvania and the PA Youth Advocacy Network have equipped me with the skills necessary for me to use my voice. Because of them, I understand what it means to be courageous, but not everyone has those resources available to them. We must all continue to be brave and compassionate, not just for ourselves, but for those around us, and especially for those in need. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tayshawn Lyons. I'm a sophomore at Shadyside Academy, and I'm a part of the Youth Advocacy Council with the Boys and Girls Club of Western Pennsylvania. Today, I'm deeply honored to stand before you today in recognition of the county proclamation. This proclamation is more than just a symbolic gesture. It's a powerful public acknowledgement, a moment where the values, efforts, and achievements of individuals and entire communities are officially recognized by a government body. In other words, what we are recognizing today becomes a permanent part of our shared history, and a statement to future generations that this day mattered and that we all matter. By issuing this proclamation, the county is not only recognizing all of the talented youth and organizations it serves, but it's also reaffirming its commitment to equity, progress, and unity. It reminds us that our government shouldn't just be about policy, it should be about the people. Now, more than anything, this moment is about possibility. I stand here not just to recognize, but to represent. To represent a vision, a belief, that our communities grow stronger when we empower each other. I envision a future where every young person in this county, no matter where they come from, feels seen, heard, and equipped to lead. Because when we invest in people, we ignite purpose. And when we lift each other up, we don't just change lives, we transform generations. I'm here today because someone believed in me, because my community poured into me. And now, it's my mission to be that same light for others and to open doors, create a space for others, and use my voice to help build a world where empowerment isn't the exception, it's the standard. This proclamation and this moment represent more than recognition. They represent a call to action. They challenge all of us to keep doing the work that makes our neighborhoods more compassionate, our institutions more just, and our future more inclusive. Thank you to Allegheny County, the city of Pittsburgh, and everyone who helped make this day possible. Today, we are writing a new chapter in our story, a chapter built on hope, action, and a shared commitment to each other. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amir Turner. I'm 17 years old, and I go to McKeesport High School. Today, I'm here to talk about the proclamation for mental health. Like many of my peers, I juggle a lot: school, football, and even a part-time job, and occasionally remembering to eat breakfast. It's a lot to handle, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. That's why I believe mental health days are so important for students like us. Mental health days give us a chance to pause and take care of ourselves. According to Talkspace, these days can help reduce stress, and prevent burnout, allowing us to return to our responsibilities with renewed focus and energy. Taking a mental health day isn't about being lazy. It's about recognizing when we need a break to stay healthy and focused. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that chronic stress can impair our ability to concentrate and learn. By taking time to care for our mental well-being, we can actually improve our academic performance. Moreover, mental health days help break the stigma around mental health. When schools acknowledge the need for such days, they send a powerful message. It's okay to not be okay, and seek help in a sign of strength. It's not weakness. From my experience, there have been days when balancing school, football, and work felt like too much. On those days, a mental health day would have provided the necessary space to regroup and return stronger. In conclusion, mental health days are not just beneficial, they are essential. They are support our well-being, enhance our academic and extracurricular performance, and foster a culture of understanding and support. Let's advocate for policies that recognize and implement mental health days in our schools, ensuring that every student has the opportunity to thrive both mentally and academically. Thank you.
We all recognize Pittsburgh for its unpredictable weather. Honestly, we at home often joke that it's bipolar from the rapid changes it has in weather. 1 minute it's sunny, next it's raining. It's like Katy Perry's song Hot and Cold is written here. 1 minute we're saying yes to a jacket, and then 2 hours later, no. While teen mental health is a lot like weather. Some days are sunny, some are cloudy, and some feel like winter never ends. But what if we can build shelters to help teens weather through the storm? I'm Onalina Mokhotsi. I'm 14 years old. I'm a member of the Boys and Girls Youth Advocacy Council and its proud members, and I go to the Ellis School. I'm here today not just as a student, but as a representative of countless young people who care deeply about mental health and its well-being. There are 5 C's for mental health: connection, compassion, coping, community, and care. We decided to focus on 3, which are connection, community, and care. Although there are mentorship programs out there, accessibility is still low, creating disconnection. Many youth don't have trusted adults or peers to turn to. That's dangerous. If we increase funding for mentorship programs, especially in schools and community centers, we can give teens someone who listens and someone who understands. According to a survey conducted in 2022, 1 in 5 teenagers feel they don't have a single adult in their life that they can trust. That's a lot of people in this room alone. Decade by decade, teens are becoming more isolated. I'll admit it for myself personally. And it's not just those phones. It's that there are barely any safe spaces for teens to build real friendships outside of school. We need lounges near public parks with calming music, phone chargers, board games, and maybe even the gaming console. These aren't luxuries for us young folks, but they're lifelessness. I even ran a survey at my school. 60% of my class says that they rarely see their friends. 63% of them said that there aren't enough places for them to just hang out and be teenagers. And get this, 92% said they would be interested in spaces like I described. This will fix the risk factor for mental health issues of isolations and investments towards spaces like I just described. As for the weather, Pittsburgh indecisiveness has a real impact. Less sunlight can trigger seasonal affective disorder, but light therapy lamps that are SAD approved can help with our mood, and the lights can help fake it till we make it. While today may be cloudy, here's the truth. We can't control the forecast, but with mentorship, safe spaces, and a little more light, we can help teens carry an umbrella and still find their sunshine. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Doreen Maruthu, and I'm a senior at South Fayette High School, at least for the next 2 weeks. I actually wasn't supposed to speak today, but I would like to thank Allegheny County and the council for being able to recognize this proclamation for Teen Mental Health Day and being aware of the struggles that teens face in the county and across the country through their mental health struggles. As in this day and age, I feel like we struggle a lot, both digitally, socially, academically, and there's a lot that we have to balance, and I can definitely say this after this high school experience, but there's a lot to enjoy as well. So again, I would like to thank the council and everyone else for being able to partake in this ceremony.
Good job, Council.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Well done.
Oh, I don't need to be in it. No, it's for the team. Yeah, if you're here for the people standing up here, please come up and get them. Let me get one of them without me in it.
Everything has been wonderful.
For you?
All the good stuff is. You can find out. Espousing your accounting. No bitching or complaining.
All right.
We can make this work, please.
All right. Okay, everybody. Okay, ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Not bad.
Thank you.
It's not bad. That's my district. At this point in time, we're going to have nominations now for the interim District 13 member of council. Councilman Futulas?
Thank you, Mr. President. As the Democratic Caucus Chair, it's my duty to nominate Jordan Botta for the position of interim member of council for District 13.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? None. Let's take a roll call vote, please, Jared.
On the nomination of Jordan Botta, Mr. Betkowski. Mr. Ambrazia.
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi.
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
No.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nacaretti-Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri.
Yes.
Mr. Palmacina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio.
No.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 11, noes 2. The nomination is passed.
Thank you. Is the judge here? Okay, want to bring him out?
Where's the guy?
Jordan, you want to come up?
Come on up.
Up there by the podium.
By the podium, right here.
Hello, Judge. Yeah.
Hey, Judge.
I campaigned for you, too.
No, I'm up here.
Where were you?
See ya. So let me, you want to? Yeah. Sit down here. All right. So place your hand on the Bible. So repeat after me. I, Jordan Botta,
I, Jordan Botta,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of member of council
the office of member of council
of the County of Allegheny
of the County of Allegheny,
and will to the best of my ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, defend, and obey
preserve, protect, defend, and obey
the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
and the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sign all three.
First seat, right? The second seat.
Yeah, second seat.
Betkowski Botta.
Mr. Botta, while he's signing that, when he's done, you like to say a few words?
Sure. Should I sign this now? Or?
Sign it now and then
You're going to lose an
Okay.
I'll get out of your hair.
Sure.
Technically, I'm still.
Sorry.
She'll be sworn, so I could be here till January 3rd. Oh. That works for me. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate your patience as well. I was a little bit behind schedule because of the weather. And I appreciate that you voted yes still. Don't worry, my punishment was already duly delivered. The look that my mother gave me when I walked in, it was like fire. I haven't seen that one in a while, but yeah. Well, thank you so much. Just have a few words to share. So I really appreciate the opportunity to serve the people of District 13. I am very grateful to have some of my family here, my close friends. I don't know what I would ever do without you because you've always been there to support me. And thank you, Judge Sweeney, for being so kind as to swear me in. I'll keep this short to match how long people actually want me in this position, given the amount of interest in the job. I'm Jordan Botta. I'm a fifth-generation Pittsburgher and the executive director of the Three Rivers Business Alliance, the LGBT Chamber of Commerce in southwestern Pennsylvania. I spent the last 10 years of my life deeply involved in community and nonprofit organizations because I care deeply about the neighborhoods that we call home. I've had the opportunity to live in multiple parts of the district, Bloomfield, Lawrenceville, Brighton Heights, and I've spent time in nearly every corner of it. I'm no stranger to politics, having run for Pittsburgh City Council to represent District 7, which overlaps quite a bit with this one. I didn't win, but I gained some more insight, something more valuable, a deeper understanding of the communities that make up this district. I'll tell you, I sincerely love this district. I love the people in it. I love the places. Every council member probably says that because they're obliged to, but I truly mean it. This is where I grew up. This is where my family's family grew up. I love its history. I love its culture. That's why I ran to be a council person for the city of Pittsburgh. And even though I didn't become one then, I have the opportunity to serve as a councilman now for many of the same neighborhoods. I just wish that when I was manifesting this that I was a bit more specific on the salary requirements. But for me, it's not about the salary, nor should it ever be. It's about having the opportunity to serve people, to have the benefit of thousands of minds and hearts working together to solve real issues, to make our city and our county a better place to live. And it's not lost on me that I have the honor of serving as the first openly gay member of Allegheny County Council. It might not sound like a lot, but it means a lot to me. I'm proud to say that my now colleagues didn't appoint me because of that or in spite of it, but because it just didn't matter. They saw someone who was committed to public service, someone collaborative, someone with ideas and understanding. And I believe this, no matter who you are, if you're committed to the people that you serve, you should have a seat at the table. Starting immediately, my priorities are clear. I will fight tooth and nail for funding for PRT, for equitable business practices across the region, for affordable housing, for reinvestment in our infrastructure, and for building strong local economic development. And I've always promised accessibility and transparency will remain at the core of everything that I do. My predecessor and friend, Dave Bonarotti, ended his tenure in his position quoting James Baldwin, and I would like to begin my tenure by quoting him as well. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. I sincerely hope to leave Allegheny County a bit better of a place than when I came in. I'm ready to work, and I appreciate this opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Want to do a picture with your family?
Don't go there, we'll take here.
He's going to do a picture with his family first.
Oh, okay. That's why I wear it. Congratulations. Nice speech. Welcome aboard.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Want to come up and take your seat now?
Somebody's birthday.
All right.
You're on it tonight.
Okay, at this point in time, Councilman Macy, I believe you would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to present an additional proclamation.
Yeah. Mr. President, council members, I have a proclamation that I would like to introduce, and it's to the Area Agency on Aging. I missed the deadline, and I'm asking for a little consideration to put this on the agenda.
So you're making the motion to agenda. Is there a second?
I make a motion of...
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Will the clerk please read the title now?
The bill has not yet been assigned a number, or the proclamation has not yet been assigned a number. It is a proclamation proclaiming May 2025 as Older Americans Month in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Macy and all other members of council.
I would like to invite Dr. Shanna Tharp-Gilliam to the podium and Dr. Hannah Hardy to the podium, if you would, please. You know, Allegheny County has more programs and more distinct advantages to get help than any other county in this state. My concern is people don't ask for it. They're willing to stand with friends in restaurants and other establishments, I may say, and complain about their misgivings, about problems they're having. But we have some wonderful, wonderful programs in this county. But you know, one of the things you've got to do is ask. Now, the Area Agency on Aging, I'm pretty well familiar with it. I've had friends come to me, tell me, you know, my mom or my dad or my aunt isn't doing so well. And we go over there and we try to help. But we're thinking about putting her in a home because we're tired. We can't do it all the time. And we do know that if people stay in their own homes, their own environment, in these critical, frail situations, they live 8 to 10 years longer. So we know that the people that are helping, they get exhausted. That's why we're here. We're here to help, give them a rest, so they can get on with their lives and not be too concerned about their relative that needs help, because somebody will be there to help them. Now you say, what kind of help? Well, we want to make sure that they have adequate food. We want to make sure that they're eating properly. We want to make sure they're taking their medications. We want to make sure they can get up and down steps. And at no cost, you could get a stair lift. So I'm not trying to steal their thunder, but I had to share my experiences and people I know and dear friends who have been helped by this organization. So,
it's all you.
Great job. Whereas Allegheny County includes countless older Americans who enrich and strengthen our community, and it is important to acknowledge the contributions older individuals have made to our communities and in the workplace, to the economic well-being of our country through civic leadership and mentoring. Whereas the Department of Human Services Area Agency on Aging is the county's public office responsible for providing, coordinating, participant-centered services to Allegheny County residents, primarily those 60 years of age and older, to help them remain as independent as possible. It provides services regardless of income, as mandated and required by state and federal agencies and laws. Whereas the Area Agency on Aging offers a range of resources for older adults, caregivers, and the general public. These services address a continuum of care that begins with services for individuals who are active and independent to services for individuals who are frail and vulnerable. And whereas most programs are delivered in the community through a network of about 100 community-based service organizations and local municipal governments throughout the county, the Area Agency on Aging Senior Line is a definitive resource for information about and access to services provided by the Area Agency on Aging and its community-based providers. It provides referrals, assistance in connecting with other community organizations serving older adults, professional certified care managers, staff, and senior line on weekdays. Great organization. Whereas Allegheny County is committed to strengthening our community by connecting with and supporting older adults, their families, and caregivers, and acknowledging their many valuable contributions to our society. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Bob Macy, along with all of these people on the dais, declare the month of May 2025 to be Older Americans Month in Allegheny County. And I recognize Allegheny County's Department of Human Services and Area Agency on Aging for their commitments to serving the older adults in our communities. Would you please say a few words and introduce yourself, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Shanna Tharp-Gilliam, and I'd like to thank the County Council and County Council Person Macy for this honor. In fact, it is an honor for me to lead in this role as the director of the Department of Aging Services at the Department of Human Services in the Area Agency of Aging. We serve around 38,000 older adults. It's an honor to serve. I appreciate the commitment, the investment that those who are 60 and above have made to our region. You've made an investment in us. You've made an investment in our infrastructure. You've made an investment in our community that it's made it a great place to live and a great place that we would like for all of us to be able to age in place with respect and dignity. I like to hearken on some of the words of the young folks who were just up a moment ago. They talked about being compassionate, being just, and being courageous. And we're facing very challenging times. We have attacks on Medicaid and Medicare. We have attacks on the Older American Act itself, which normalized and institutionalized nationally the services that you talked about just now. Those are under attack. I encourage us to continue to be a compassionate country and to make space for those who have made space for us by continuing to invest in Medicare and Medicaid, to be advocates at the state and the federal level for those resources. I also ask us to be just. The legislators who are in power are there because we put them there. It's only just for them to be responsive to the needs of the older adults who actually make up the largest and most consistent voting bloc, not only in this region, but in the country. And I call for us to be courageous. This is a difficult time. We have to band together, we have to support each other, we have to be there for each other while the times are dark so that we can see a brighter day. Thank you.
Dr. Hardy, come on. We've known each other for a long time. I know you have something to say.
I don't have anything to say that would be better than that. I just want to thank the council for recognizing this. It's very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to invite any older adults, anybody who's over 55, 59 and a half, to come up and join us in this picture, because this month is in honor of you all.
That must be me.
Thank you.
Bethany, that's you.
Oh, that's not for council.
Bethany, that's you.
Bob's already down there. Bob gets down there. John, everybody up on this council needs to get down there.
Shit,
Can't have the people here. They're not the This is great.
Okay, ready? Okay, ready? Right, 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Well said.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're 60, sit down, sit down.
Thank you.
Have you put in some time at Alpha Sam?
Just one meeting. I abstained from everything. 13542-25, and all the remaining proclamations will be read into the record, by the way.
13542-25 is a proclamation recognizing the 100th anniversary of planetariums, but especially our very own in Allegheny County, the Buell Planetarium, sponsored by Councilmember Macy and all other members of council. 13543-25 is a proclamation recognizing the 2025 Castle Shannon Borough Community Day and the grand opening of Hamilton Park, sponsored by Councilmember Palmieri. 13544-25 is a proclamation recognizing the 2025 Memorial Day celebration at the City of Clairton, sponsored by Councilmember Palmieri. And 13545-25 is a proclamation celebrating the 100th birthday of Vervain Maines, sponsored by Councilmember Macy.
We'll now move on to the approval of minutes, 13546-25.
A motion to approve the minutes of the April 22nd, 2025 regular meeting of council.
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. No appointments this evening. Unfinished business, Committee on Appointment Review for the second reading, 13478-25.
Approving the reappointment of Elizabeth Fishback to the Community College of Allegheny County Board of Trustees for a term to be effective through April 22nd, 2031, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Nakaradi Chapkus.
President Katina, the Committee on Appointment Review met on May 14th, 2025, affirmatively recommended this reappointment, and I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Is a voice vote sufficient for this? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Committee on Assessment Practices for the second reading, 13497-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending and supplementing the Administrative Code of Allegheny County, Article 207, entitled New Board of Property Assessment Appeals and Review, Section 5-207.01, entitled New Board of Property Assessment Appeals and Review Created Purposes, and Article 209, entitled Office of Property Assessment, Section 5-209.04, entitled Responsibilities of the Office of Property Assessment, in order to improve the objectivity and transparency of the assessment appeals process by fully separating administration of the assessment appeal process from staff within the Office of Property Assessments. That's sponsored by Councilmembers Macy, Nakaradi Chapkus, and Grisbeck.
Councilmember Filiaggi.
Thank you, President Katina. Yes, the Committee on Assessment Practices met on May 7th, where we affirmatively recommended this bill to be sent to full council. So I would make a motion.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion?
If I may, President Katina.
Yes. I'll call you next, Councilman Walton.
Just to briefly say, I would like to thank council and our staff for the work and their patience with this bill that really came into existence in October of last year. I would also like to thank, I don't know if anyone's here, members of the administration for their collaboration and compromise. I think this was the key to success for this significant legislation, which I call the Independence and Transparency Bill. And it goes without saying that some of the people in the audience today, we couldn't have done this without you as well, and your hard work bringing all of this together. So there's a lot of people to thank, and I'm asking that you guys know how important you were to the process. That's all I have to say. Thank you, President Katina.
Thank you. Councilmember Walton.
While I respect the members of the Assessment Property Committee, and I respect the people that worked on this project, I have to strongly urge members of council not to pass this bill. It is, in my opinion, another effort to dismantle government. I firmly believe that the framers, when the Home Rule Charter was established and this document was put in place, was done so with the intent of having the responsibility of the chief executive to be accountable for the actions of the agencies under its control and responsibility. This effort clearly dismantles and continues to disembowel the responsibility of the county executive. And I understand that folks negotiated and came up with this document. I think it flies in the face of what the framers intended, and it continues to disembowel government, and it will come back to haunt us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing no one else, roll call vote, please, Jared.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski? Mr. Botta?
Abstain.
Thank you. Mr. Ambrosia?
Yes.
Ms. Liaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
Yes.
Ms. Hallam?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Macy?
Yes.
Ms. Nacaretti Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes.
Mr. Palmasina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio? Mr. Walton?
No.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 12, noes 1, with 1 abstention. The bill passes.
Okay. Moving on to Committee on Parks for the second reading, 13472-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing Community Specialist Corporation to continue to use real property in the county's South Park as a respite and wellness center for healthcare workers and first responders, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Palmieri?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we met on May 14th, and the committee, we're sending this up with an affirmative recommendation, and I move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski? Mr. Botta?
Abstain.
Mr. Ambrosia?
Yes.
Ms. Liaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
Yes.
Ms. Hallam?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Macy?
Yes.
Ms. Nacaretti Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes.
Mr. Palmasina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio? Mr. Walton?
Yes.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0, with 1 abstention. The bill passes.
13473-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing 100 Acres Manor Incorporated to continue to use real property located in the county's South Park to conduct their annual 100 Acres Manor haunted house attraction, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Palmieri?
Thank you, Mr. President. We met again on the 14th, and this also is being sent up with a affirmative recommendation. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, please take a roll call vote, Jared.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta,
Abstain.
Mr. Ambrosia,
Yes.
Ms. Liaggi,
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis,
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck,
Yes.
Ms. Hallam,
Yes.
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Mr. Macy,
Yes.
Ms. Nacaretti Chapkus,
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri,
Yes.
Mr. Palmasina,
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio, Mr. Walton,
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0, with 1 abstention. The bill passes.
13502-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing the use of the parking facilities at Heartwood by the United States Golf Association for parking for the U.S. Open Golf Tournament, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Palmieri?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we met on the 14th, and this also is being sent up to the full council with affirmative recommendation. Move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please, Jared.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta,
Abstain.
Mr. Ambrosia.
Yes.
Ms. Liaggi.
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
Yes.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nacaretti Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri.
Yes.
Mr. Palmasina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio.
Yes.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0, with 1 abstention. The bill passes.
13503-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to allow Rare Leo Productions, LLC, to use certain county-owned real and personal property in connection with the filming of a motion picture, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Palmieri?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we met on the 14th, and this also is being sent up with affirmative recommendation. I move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta,
Abstain.
Mr. Ambrosia,
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi,
Yes.
Mr. Fatoulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
Yes.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nacarati Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Messina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0, with one abstention. The bill passes.
13531-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing the grant of a temporary license agreement to Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership for the purpose of staging a food festival known as Picklesburg and related activities on the Roberto Clemente 6th Street Bridge from 9 a.m. on Monday, July 7th to 4 p.m. on Monday, July 14th, 2025, and the Andy Warhol 7th Street Bridge from 9 a.m. on Monday, July 7th, 2025 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday, July 15th, 2025, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Palmieri?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we also is sending this up on the affirmative recommendation to the full council, and I move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta,
Abstain.
Mr. Ambrosia.
Yep.
Ms. Filiaggi.
Yes.
Mr. Fatoulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
Yes.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nacarati Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Messina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0, with one abstention. The bill passes.
13532-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to allow Hershey Production, LLC, to use certain county-owned real and personal property in connection with filming a motion picture, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Palmieri?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we also sending this up with affirmative recommendations to the full council. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta,
Abstain.
Mr. Ambrosia,
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi,
Yes.
Mr. Fatoulis,
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck,
Yes.
Ms. Hallam,
Yes.
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Mr. Macy,
Yes.
Ms. Nacarati Chapkus,
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri,
Yes.
Mr. Paul Messina,
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio, Mr. Walton,
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0, with one abstention. The bill passes.
New business ordinances, resolutions 13547-25.
A resolution providing for a program of temporary exemption from county real property taxes for improvements including repairs, construction, or reconstruction made on industrial, commercial, or business property in a deteriorated area in the city of Pittsburgh, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, pursuant to the Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance Act, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
We'll go to economic development, 13548-25.
A resolution providing for a program of temporary exemption from county real property taxes for improvements including repairs, construction, or reconstruction made on industrial, commercial, or business property in a deteriorated area in the city of Pittsburgh, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, pursuant to the Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance Act.
That will go to economic development as well. We'll now have public comment on general items.
We have several. First up is Yvonne Brown.
That's right, I didn't have a liaison.
My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live at 715 Mercer Street in the K. Leroy Urban Tires. I have a sign that I have here that I've been doing. Well, let me explain first. I'm an advocate for children, youth, families, elders, hospital workers, and homeless people. I have this sign that I have made. But the main thing I want you to see on the sign is that I'm defending democracy. I had a stroke.
Mic closer to you.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I wanted to say I have praised your group. I speak at City Council I'm sorry I had work done on my mouth today, but I speak at city council, and they don't start on time. I said one thing when you come here, 5 o'clock, I don't care what they're doing, they start on time. And the president, I want you to say, when I came last time and I asked about a bus and for Mr. DeWitt to call, and you remember you said, DeWitt so-and-so. I went back and told them, because I've been speaking for years, and you are a good president. Just the way that he said, we have a citizen that has a concern and said, what should we do? Write a letter, all of us, and then you said, no, DeWitt, that's your... And he said, nah, I won't. Nah. See, can't nobody come down here with a hidden agenda. You know my hidden agenda was, I live in the high rise. We have 190 apartments. We don't have a bus to take us down to Fifth Avenue, so we must go all the way through town. 2 buses to go to the bottom of the hill. And all I asked was some kind of way. We have sometimes things, transportation for other people, and they sit there. So I'm thinking, why can't we use the time when those things are just sitting there? But just recently, he came up to the city council, and I might have to come back because this is serious. My time might run out, but he came to my building, and he was bragging about what he was doing, but he's a very nasty person sometimes. And I whispered, well, we still don't have a bus. And he turned around and he swore at me. He said, I put your ASS out of county council. I want a letter from every one of you. When did he do it? And if you don't, just write it. And you, Mr. Watson, I'm going to teach you how to be a professional. You're going to write me a letter of apology. If you don't, I will sue you for slander. I will sue you, I'm telling you. I'm going to show you as a as a representative, you're supposed to represent us all, not just pick and choose, and not go swearing.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad I got it done.
Next up is Nate Bunn.
Get your picture.
Not here.
John Kenstowitz.
Joe.
John Kenstowitz, 828 Yancey Street, Pittsburgh, PA 15206. The following are more narratives from our correctional officers. This officer talks about his injuries suffered recently from a transport of a resident without the restraint chair, and I quote, I was contacted to assist in a transport of an individual from 3B, our MAT pod, to 5B for a medical evaluation. And then he was to be taken to 8B, the RHU. This individual was found to have Suboxone in his possession and was directed to remain with an officer instead of going back to his cell. He became aggressive with the officer. An altercation ensued, the officer's neck being scratched by the individual. During this time, the individual continued to make threatening statements to officers of how he was going to hurt officers. I assisted in the escort from 3B to 5B for a medical evaluation. During the escort from 5B to 8, he spit in our face, pulled away from us, yelling, still making threatening statements. To gain control of the situation, he was taken down, and in a physical intervention, my ankle was injured. I was taken to the hospital, ankle was x-rayed, my foot was placed in a boot. I am off from work on crutches because of the injury for weeks. This would have never occurred if we had the restraint chair. The inmate would have been placed into the chair and moved up to 8 with no injury to anyone, including the inmate. After the incident, I was thinking that all my shifts will have now to be covered by other officers on their overtime. Though I had not thought about this much, I realize now that I can be injured on this job, and next time it could be more serious. My wife is advising me to find another job, end quote. This officer provides an outline of different reasons why the leg shackles on hospital runs need to be reinstated. puts the hospital staff, patients, visitors, and the community at large at a heightened risk of injury, assault, or death by not using leg shackles. Sheriff's Department continue to utilize shackles in all aspects of transport outside of the prison and jails due to numerous attempted escapes and assaults to officers over the years. When an inmate's legs are not shackled, their legs become not only a means of running away, but a very serious weapon that can be used to inflict serious bodily harm to officers, staff, and visitors. As it pertains to hospital stays, there are times that medical personnel need to utilize both of an inmate's arms for exams, IVs, blood tests, monitors, injuries, dialysis, and various other reasons that would require an inmate to be uncuffed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Riley Mahan.
Not here?
Patrick Campbell.
Not here? Oh, he's here, sorry.
Good afternoon. I'm Patrick Campbell. I'm the Executive Director of the Group Against Smog and Pollution. We've been tirelessly working to improve our region's air quality since 1969. Now that the important work of democracy has been completed for this year, as of yesterday, I hope that we can attend to the people's business, of which you and your colleagues throughout the county have been elected. One of which is protecting their public health and well-being by putting ACHD's permit fee increase proposal on the agenda for a discussion and vote. Your constituents, of which I am one, have been turning out in droves, meeting after meeting, practically begging you to do something, anything that meaningfully demonstrates where you are in this process. This isn't the fee schedule. It isn't some kind of abstract debate. It's not a philosophical debate. The fee schedule changes are not punitive. They're administrative. The increased fees are based on what it costs ACHD to provide professional services to the companies that are seeking to do business here in Allegheny County. Those services include modeling our air quality, assessing health risks, and processing permits for major industrial facilities, as well as all associated major air quality processes. And the Clean Air Act, the Federal Clean Air Act, is quite clear. Allegheny County must have the resources and personnel to effectively manage these essential services and publish complete, effective permits. That means charging fees that are actually cover the cost of administering the program. The proposal progressed efficiently through the established channels, that is, until it reached this body, and then it vanished into the procedural abyss. Despite our collective pleas, we still don't have any idea publicly why there is such opposition to the proposal. And your inaction, this body's inactions, already has come at a cost, because it looks like publicly this body has put politics above good governance. Nearly $500,000 that should have gone directly to community-led projects to improve public health will instead be used to cover the very administrative costs this fee increase was meant to address. While public shows of support for the health department are good and appropriate, providing them with the resources they need is far better. Please get the fee schedule changes on the next agenda for a public discussion and a vote. Thank you.
Next.
Maya Fishoff.
So I'm Maya Fishoff. I live at 6674 Woodwell Street. And what I have to say follows very nicely on what was just said. So it's about the air permit fees, and it's about the air permit fees as not just relating to air quality, but really as an exercise in democracy. So I've attended these meetings over the past few months. I've heard a lot of impassioned, well-reasoned, well-supported statements in support of the air permit fees. And for me, I think what's been most missing is a sense of the response. So I think of democracy in a way as a kind of call and response. So you're listening to people, and then ideally you would be reacting, responding, processing what they've said, and that's what I don't see. So I was really interested from the Breathe Collaborative to hear or to find a summary of council people's positions on this. So what I understand from that, which is I think pretty current, is that there are 3 council people who openly oppose the fee increases. So that's Councilman Walton, Councilman Macy, and Councilman Imbrazia. There are 4 who are undecided. And so that's Councilwoman Filiaggi, Councilman Futulis, President Katina, and Councilman Palmasina. And so what I would love to see and would happily give the rest of my time for is some input and feedback from those council people about what your concerns are, how they could be addressed, and how this issue, which I know is so pressing for so many of my fellow citizens, could be moved forward. Thanks.
Thank you. Next.
Arushi Pant.
My name is Arushi Pant, and I'm the Executive Director of Allegheny County Clean Air Now.
There you go.
ACAN works to get better regulation of air polluters in the Neville Island area and is fully in support of the proposed Allegheny County Health Department's recommendation to fully fund our local air quality program by increasing permitting and other fees on plant operators and applicants. We urge you to vote yes on Ordinance 13228-24 and Resolution 13229-24. We work with residents who are being severely harmed by air pollution coming from nearby industries. Many of these residents feel desperate because they cannot afford to move. They include residents that live across the street from a concrete batch plant in Coraopolis. One of these residents was diagnosed with asthma just in the past year. We are also working with residents in Emsworth who breathe in smoke and dust from a metal recycler across the river on Neville Island. They are also subjected to house-shaking explosions that occur at the metal recycler. One resident we worked with was forced to move from McKees Rocks because they had to wear a respirator inside their own home because of strong industrial odors. The industries producing these harmful emissions are not going to change the way that they operate on their own. The only way they'll change is through air permits that are properly written, monitored, and enforced. Those things will only happen if the health department has the resources they need for their air quality program. The proposed fee increases are fair and justified because they properly reflect the cost of permitting, monitoring, and enforcement. These costs should be paid by the industries that generate air pollution, not by taxpayers. We know that some of you feel that an increase in permit fees would be penalizing industry. As I and many others have pointed out, that is not the case. What is true is that not providing the health department with the resources they need to effectively regulate air polluters will penalize the residents who are being harmed by the toxic air pollution that industries emit. We know that you are rightly concerned about the effect these fees might have on the economy, and we also know that you are concerned about public health. Those two concerns are directly related. Improving public health will make the county a more livable place. It'll also make it a place that can better attract and retain young people. So a yes vote for air permit fee increases is a vote for a healthier, more prosperous, and more just county. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Angelo Toronto.
Not here?
Angelo Toronto. Jay Walker.
My name is Jay-Ting Walker. I'm an advocacy coordinator with Clean Air Council. In the past month, efforts have been made by both industry and politicians to downplay the harmful effects of air pollution. Industry front groups like Pittsburgh Works Together claim that Pittsburgh's air is healthy. In addition, U.S. Steel has applied for exemptions on recently revised coke oven and steelmaking air pollution regulations, as if these regulations don't protect us from toxic pollution. Both of these industry groups are arguing for the ability to continue poisoning residents right here in Allegheny County. On top of all this, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin has expressed support for rolling back important regulations, including the critical particulate matter standard that was revised based on the latest science in 2024. This is all part of an effort to create a political climate that believes that the falsehood that harmful air pollution is actually not a problem at all. Industry and the politicians who serve them are trying to make their skewed version of the truth believable by repeating their lies over and over again until we believe them. We know for a fact that air pollution is harming Allegheny County residents. We know both what pollutants are coming out of the facilities in our county, but also how those pollutants impact residents both immediately in the short term and cumulatively in the long term. The science on air pollution is extremely clear that there are major detrimental effects on Allegheny County residents. People are dying in our county from air pollution. So what can we do about it? This council is an opportunity to give the Allegheny County Health Department the tools it needs to enforce the laws that are already on the books without adding a single cent to the tax bills of county residents. This will allow the health department to continue its existing operations without having to make drastic cuts like we're seeing proposed with our public transit system. The permit fee increases are based directly on the cost of enforcing the air permit program. The increase has also been thoroughly vetted through multiple committees and has had a full public process that included a well-attended public hearing. Residents have been coming to council meetings for months now to ask you to take action. Residents have been calling for industry to either clean it up or shut it down for years now. Passing this permit fee increase makes it so that cleaning up industry is an actually viable option. In a political climate that can often feel hopeless and out of our reach, this is one local action that you all can take to reduce the amount of suffering Allegheny County residents experience day to day. Right here, right now, please vote yes to increase the air permit fees. Thank you.
Next.
Abigail Wong.
Not here?
Tom Bailey.
Abigail Wong.
Tom Bailey, you're up.
Hello. I've been sitting through this meeting as you have. Someone asked your attention. I know we're at the end. I live in Penn Hills with my wife who has extreme asthma. If you know what a nebulizer is, she uses about every other night so she can breathe through the night. And I also was a public school teacher for 25 years. You folks are performing public service. My question to you is, who do you serve? As a teacher, I serve my students, their parents, the school district. So as I go through this, I'm going to ask you to reflect, who are you serving? The increase in Title V permit fees. I've been talking to as many people as I can. I read and I wait for your attention, Mr. Katina, because I certainly waited for you. I've been talking to as many people as I can to inform myself on this topic. Council members, I understand, seem to be split on this. Some council members said they've never seen a Title V permit fee increase. Prior executives didn't want to bring it up. It's being brought up now. Other people say, oh, it's been brought up and it was passed in 2021. Well, one reason it might have been brought up in 2021 was in 2018, the US EPA came and said to the Allegheny County Health Department, you're not charging enough money. Your revenues are not going to meet your expenses. That was 2018. What has been done? Well, you match the states, but it's still too low. So I ask you if you would consider fully staffing the Allegheny County Health Department. Without the fees, you're not going to be able to staff them. Next part, the Title V increase itself. Again, it's my understanding. The money that these fees will bring in is going to go to the Air Quality Fund. The Air Quality Fund is set out by your Air Pollution Regulation 2109.8. Once the money goes in there, it's only supposed to be spent for the Title V program. I think you're getting bad legal advice. The 2023 audit said that the money is being spent on other salary and fringe benefits. You have to have managers that won't spend that money. Keep it where it's supposed to be. Many of you are business persons. Would you allow money to be spent as it wasn't allocated if you've already committed to someplace else? I don't think so. The Air Quality Fund is dispersed for whatever the county feels it needs to be spent for. So once again, who are you serving? Mr. Macy, Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Macy represents east on the Mon River. Mr. Palmieri west of the river. I have several friends in the 5 boroughs.
Thank you.
You go down there?
Thank you.
Do you know what it's like there?
Thank you.
I heard you.
Please sit down then. Tom Bailey.
That is me.
Tom Bailey, thank you. Please sit down now. Edward Wren signed up late. Does anyone object to hearing him?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Edward.
Thanks. Okay. I promise this will be very brief, partly because my computer and my cell phone both died. So anyway, what they all said, basically, you've heard from me again. And I just want to admit that I've been thinking about this, and I have some questions for myself that perhaps you might want to know the answers to as well. I imagine Patrick and a lot of other people know the answers, but one is I'm not sure exactly what happens and what the exact relationship to them being years behind on these permits and us having worse pollution is. And the other question I have, well, one thing I've heard is that somehow or another there's concerns that something to do with asbestos may be having something to do with people's reluctance to pass this bill. I'd like to learn more about what that's about. I've just kind of heard that. The last question I have is, so if there's a renewal of a permit, it sounds like the facilities would still operate on the old permit. But when there's a new permit requested, does that actually mean that the facility can't proceed at all until there's a permit, which could be 8 or 9 years? As I understand, it's hard for me to believe that would actually be the case. So I want to answer these questions for myself, and I get back to you in a written comment. And I hope that people who are against this will also want to learn more about it if they don't know the full extent of what's going on, and will have an open mind to changing their minds about it. Again, thanks everybody else for providing more coherent testimony than that, but I will get back to you. And thanks so much for listening to all of this without being able to say a word.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everyone.